I'm just gonna try and talk about this topic in the most calm and best way I possibly can, which is really hard for me, since I tend to get really emotional at stupid, retarded shit. But, at this point, like, I just don't know what to even scream at anymore. I mean, I've made all these points in the past, and then here we are today with more bullshit happening. It's like, do I really need to keep repeating myself in these videos, like, over and over and over again? Do people really find that entertaining? Just bullshit over and over again? I don't. I don't know who the fuck finds this entertaining. But, whatever. So basically, there is shitloads of bills proposed, and everybody knows that I've had a strong stance against these bills in the past, but you have to look at these bills rationally and from, like, a logical point of view. You can't, like, I'm not gonna attack these bills straight off my own emotions. But I will be making some points here that, I think everybody should know, if they don't already. Which, it would be really sad if they don't. These bills that are being created to further protect children online, they're not inherently, the idea is not inherently bad. Okay, I'm not going to attack the idea. There needs to be regulation. There needs to be more shit needs to be happening, because the internet has been a shithole and unsafe for children since forever. And I can go off of the beginning of when I first started using social media and the internet. I was fucking 6 years old, and I got onto social media websites. They didn't care about being under 13 back then. So it was pretty easy for me to just get away with it. I had a YouTube channel I created when I was like 7 years old, and it just got terminated in 2019 when I was like 17. So, like, I've been around the internet as a child. I've been around the no restrictions and all that. Like, I've seen the worst shit known to man. And I'm telling you right now, there is no fantasy land that I'm gonna go and pretend that that 2016 internet was. Okay, if people really think the 2016 internet was this utopic place, it really fucking wasn't. It was a nightmare from hell for every child that had an account. I can't tell you the amount of pedophiles that would go in my comment section and talk about how they're jerking off to me. I was groomed and sexually abused online by somebody who saw my videos in a sexual way when they weren't intended to be sexual. And then they were posted on these fetish forums that kept getting taken down, and I kept fucking fighting with the admins of these forums back in the day. Constantly fighting back and forth. This Punjab something, I forgot the name of him. Punjab something. He was the guy who basically hurt me and then released all my videos of myself that he said, like, he blackmailed me with these videos and told me if I didn't continue making them that he would go and ruin my life and post all the ones that I sent him. So I was stuck in a position where I had to keep sending him videos of myself in a way that I just don't even want to get into detail on right now. And what happened? He leaked everything. Now photos and videos of me, no matter how hard I try, no matter how vengeful I am, no matter what I do, there's photos and videos of me still in somebody's gallery for them to jerk off to. There's nothing I can fucking do now. And this is part and parcel because of the fact that the internet was an unsafe shithole that had no protections for anyone. And it still has no protections. Were people thinking that it's somehow safer now than it was fucking 20 years ago? No, it wasn't. It's not better than it was 20 years ago. In fact, it's getting fucking worse. So, like, some of these politicians, like, not all of them have nefarious intentions. The idea of finally putting your foot down and protecting children online is something that has needed to happen since forever. I'm tired of seeing kids that were just like me getting victimized over and over again. Constantly, and I feel like I have to be the one to save the world. I have to be the one to protect everybody from these people and fight back. I'm tired of fighting back. I want the internet, I want the law enforcement to do something about these problems, instead of just sitting on their ass. So these bills are needed. But I'm not gonna say that the COSA bill and the shit that UK is doing are in good fucking non-nefarious stance. Like, they're not clean. Any bill, okay, that promises to put the blame on the platforms themselves and tells the platforms to do something to protect the vulnerable users. That is a bill we need. Something that puts the accountability on the platforms. Not the children, not the parents, the platforms. Yes, parents need to fucking be parents with their kids. But I don't believe parents and children should be re-victimized by the law, punishing them because some fucking faggot in their basement finds their child sexy. That is so unbelievably sick and morally disgusting. But this is what people want. In the UK and Australia, pretty soon children are going to be arrested simply for having a social media account and put on a sex offender list. Yes, Australia announced that it will be a sex offense to have a social media account under 16. A sex offense, meaning that child is going to be put on the same level as somebody who literally molests and rapes 4-year-olds, for fuck's sakes. Do you not see what society really, the intentions behind society versus what needs to actually happen? There's not going to be ever a clean bill, like I mentioned, that where they put put the burden on the platforms themselves. They're going to constantly go after the children because they want to re-victimize them. They want these children to constantly be abused for the rest of their lives. They want these children to kill themselves. It gives them pleasure. This is what my generation does. They find young, vulnerable children online, fuck with them, and then ruin them later on in life. I'm still being followed by people that want to destroy me because I agreed to make these videos for that fucking cunt who ruined me. And they still want to blame me for it. And I'm still suffering to this day. Nobody is there to help me. Nobody. Nobody gives a shit. The law is not on my side. They believe I am the predator for being the victim. That is how the law works now. It's been this way since August 2021. United Nations decided to blame the children and say it's the children's fault. Children are inherently sexual in all contexts and need to be discarded, just thrown away. Hidden, cut off from society, cut off from the world. They're not humans anymore. They're pieces of child pornography. They're not people anymore. That's where these bills come from. Retarded politicians that want to enforce this idea that children should not have access to their freedom of information, be access to express themselves freely. I know some incredibly talented people that are kids that have created their own fucking games, for Christ's sake. They learn, they've coded shit. They're musicians. They're animators. Extremely talented people. But we're all supposed to see them as some sort of sex object. And society is okay with this. That's my problem with all of this. These bills are just an extension of that. They don't want children to have, they want to blanket ban children from having access to the internet in its entirety because they don't want children to have rights. They don't want them to exist. They're already in the UK. Children cannot even be in public parks anymore. They're forcing people to verify their age with a credit card. Give out their credit card to a fucking cop or whatever those people are. Just clowns in uniform. You have to give them your ID, your credit card, to verify that you're at least 18. To be in a public fucking park. There's nothing sexual. There's nothing pornographic there. It's a public park. Nature, birds, water. Oh, what the fuck is going on at this point? It's division. Division between generations. My generation hates children so much that they're bribing the rich daddy politicians into passing laws and rewriting these policies and doing all this shit just because their Gen Z kids want the world to suffer. Want children to burn because they don't have that, they don't deserve to exist. My generation has always had this view. I grew up with them. They told me that everything that ever happens to me is my fault. And that all children that get raped in the ass fucking deserve it. And they should kill themselves. That is what I've been told by people in my generation. And they are the ones that are really behind these bills. They're the ones who are voting. They're the ones who are making fake accounts and finding and making ways to vote like thousands of times with just themselves. Just duplicate accounts. Voting over and over again. Making sure these laws get passed. Making it look like there is a majority of people that want this that are not Gen Z. And yes, there are dumb retards out there, like in any generation, that are also supporting these laws, not because they hate kids, but because they're ignorant about what these laws really are, and the intentions behind them. They see that, oh, it promises to protect kids, so it must be good. Well, yeah, at first glance, that sounds amazingly utopic. Exactly what I would want, if this was a perfect world. But in reality, these laws have people behind them that have another motive. I want a bill to exist, I don't care what part of the world it is made in, that puts the blame on the platforms and forces them to fix this problem. Forces them to implement better safety measures. Put more restrictions on how adults can interact with stranger children. That is what needs to be done. Strange adults going and just randomly messaging strange children on Discord and shit. That shouldn't be happening anymore. That is what needs to be that's what needs to end. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of seeing children get constantly groomed and abused, and everybody blame them and say they fucking deserve it. Again, the same generation that said Epstein is a hero, and shouldn't have been arrested, and did nothing wrong. These are the moral majority, the people that we are listening to, about what's morally right. These cocksuckers are the ones that we're listening to. Instead of actually using our common sense and realizing, hey, these are some sick fucking just freaks. They shouldn't be listened to at all. They shouldn't be given any platform of power. They are the problem. let's just let them go. And then 764 happens, and all these groups dedicated to terrorizing children and families, sextortion groups, all of that just continues, created by my generation, and nothing gets done. The platforms are just told, hey, we're gonna ban kids from social media entirely, so you don't have to do anything. YouTube doesn't have to take down child pornography whenever it gets posted to the fucking site, and there are still videos of half-naked children doing twerking and in the bathtub and shit, and that's not being taken down. Anybody can get that in their fucking recommended without even wanting it in their recommended. That's the sad part. Because I'm subscribed to a child, CJ572, because I'm subscribed to him, and he happens to be a child, it's putting other children in my suggested feed that are doing other things, that are half naked and in their underwear. And they're putting that in the suggested videos. Just because I'm subscribed to one fucking person that doesn't do that. And that right there is the problem. One pedophile can go and search up one child, and then boom, their entire suggested video feed is just half-naked children. Even if the video that they start with is not a half-naked child, it's just a child playing a fucking game, like CJ572 plays Gorilla Tag. That's it. He just has a voice that has a child's voice, and then boom, what do you get in the suggested videos feed? Children on the toilet, toddlers with their penis showing. Fucking, like really, YouTube needs to fix this. And not just YouTube. Instagram Reels has a similar problem. TikTok is absolutely just, fuck, Doxbin is a better platform than fucking TikTok. TikTok is absolutely just a nightmare. Children are being dared and challenged into doing stuff that nobody with a brain should be doing. They're hurting themselves, they're dying. For fuck's sakes, there needs to be a bill that needs to fix this. Now! But what we're getting instead is just, let's just get rid of kids altogether on the internet. That's gonna solve the problem. It's just do they really think that this is gonna do anything? I mean, platforms have been banning people for being under 13 for a while now, so how has that really worked? There are still half-naked children on the platform. Oh, you banned them? Okay, well then the pedophiles are just gonna move on to the next child that slips through the cracks. That solves so much. It's just gonna happen again and again. There's gonna be another child slipping through the cracks, gets abused through their comment section, gets pushed to off platform to Discord where they can be groomed in a better way, and that's just what we have to look forward to now. That's it. That's what these laws really want. They want it to continue. They want these safety measures to be useless, because as soon as there's no more kids on their platform, they're all banned from social media, then YouTube doesn't need to have fucking parental controls anymore. Bye-bye! Bye-bye comment filtering, bye-bye! Bring back private messaging! Everybody can use it again! That's what's happening! This needs to fucking end, now! The focus should be on what is literally the point of these bills. Protecting children from being abused. Protecting them from being exposed to adult content like pornography. I agree. That is the one exempt. I'm fine with porn platforms forcing people to hand over their ID to watch porn. I'm fine with that. I think that is the most fucking logical point. What else are they supposed to do? That sounds okay with me. But to access Google search and to have a YouTube account, you need to give up your fucking ID and all this shit. No, fuck no. Fuck no. No way in hell. will I be supporting that. Every platform that complies with these laws is going to go and just die. They're all gonna die. The internet is going to die. Nobody's gonna use these platforms if that's what they're thinking of implementing. The point of these bills should be to put the fucking burden on the platforms to regulate their sites properly. That is what needs to be done. That is it. Everything else I said in this video, just take that in one ear and out the other. I don't give a fuck. But that whole point of what I just said, that is the point that I'm trying to make. We needed a proper bill. A bill that properly deals with safety of children online. You can't just remove children from online. Everything is online these days. You can't even pay for shit at the store without being online. Your online wallet. Everything requires the internet these days. What kind of fucking reality do these retards think we're living in? It's simple. It's fucking simple. Force the platforms to regulate their shit properly. That's all they really need to do. Nothing extra. Leave the other shit to the parents. Let the parents actually parent their own children. Stop shoving this ID verification shit up everybody's ass. That's it.